My name is Tarmack, and this is your Game Industry News Wrap-Up for the week of April 22nd, 2017. Publisher BigBen Interactive, the crew in charge of Too Dark, a game I reviewed quite positively not all that long ago, have removed Denuvo anti-tamper DRM from the game. This coming hot off the heels of the game getting cracked. Too Dark joins the ever-increasing list of developers and publishers electing to no longer pay fees to Denuvo after the DRM has done its job, but not removing the DRM for consumer-centric reasons, which is a disappointing if not entirely surprising move. Following that, Siberia 3 was also released with Denuvo, which was cracked and removed by a third party within 3 days, resulting in a reported nigh unbelievable 40-second decrease in the time it takes to start the game. That's a pretty heavily smoking gun to the contrarians' line that Denuvo doesn't affect game performance. The quicker Denuvo gets cracked every time, the fewer companies will use it as the sales pitch becomes less effective at precisely the same rate that Denuvo does. Starcraft Broodwar has been patched up to 1.18, the first patch in a long time for the nearly 20-year-old game. The patch adds slick features like an observer mode, auto-saving of replays, as well as numerous UI and compatibility fixes. All of this ahead of the remaster release sometime this summer. It looks like Blizzard's on its way to replacing StarCraft 2 as the esports real-time strategy game of choice. It's rare for a game company to go backwards like this, but I'm looking forward to it. Next up, Blizzard will probably shut down Heroes of the Storm and remaster the original Dota mod in the Warcraft 3 engine. Hot off the heels of the discontinuance of the NES Classic, sold out everywhere, meeting demand like Fry, Kif, and Zap at a Snoo convention, rumors are now coming out about a possible Super Nintendo Classic Edition. Nintendo declined to comment to Eurogamer, who reported the rumors, which does come with a modicum of credibility and logic. The NES Classic was a popular gift idea, and an SNES will be as well, but Nintendo has definitely not resolved their supply line issues, with both the Switch and NES Classic having major shortages. It's a bit odd to see a company intentionally not sell enough product. It's generally not a good idea to assume motives, but they've certainly had a lot of Nintendo sells out of Product X news buzz, so maybe that's the point. If the rumor is true about the Super Nintendo Classic release, hopefully, the cord is longer than my leg. On April 26th, Activision will be hosting a insert bold echo booming voice here worldwide reveal livestream to show off Call of Duty WWII, which for the youngins in the audience means World War II. Not content to be the future shooter of choice only, but also not quite cocky enough to go back to the first World War like Battlefield did. I've seen folks excited about running around in World War II with neon guns, but let's just remember that spray paint wasn't invented until 1949. In further Call of Duty news, Modern Warfare Remastered, which you still need to buy Infinite Warfare to get for some reason beyond the realm of cognitive thought, is now selling the Variety Map Pack. The DLC includes Creek, Broadcast, Chinatown, and Kill House, the maps in the original pack, and it's selling for $5 more than the original DLC did almost 10 years ago. It must be those 10 rare supply drops. That's got to be where the value is. Also, I'm so happy that we're at the point of getting remastered DLC for a remastered game. Give it another 5 years and we'll have remastered microtransactions too. Tencent, the largest game company in the world that many have never heard of, is rebranding their digital store under the name WeGame. To give an idea of how big Tencent is, they own Riot Games, makers of League of Legends, Supercell, the group behind Clash of Clans and Royale, while also holding significant stakes in Activision Blizzard and a number of others. Their revenue is over $22 billion from 2016 alone. WeGame as a digital platform will initially focus on China, as it boasts somewhere in the area of 200 million users, but could at some point make the leap to a worldwide launch, which, unlike the rather weak-looking Twitch client, provides some serious competition to Steam. The Chinese gaming market is absolutely enormous, and with such moves as the upcoming change to force developers that include loot boxes in their game to disclose drop rates on items, competition of this kind may also net us some very consumer-focused changes. The name could use some work though. WeGame is about as creative as the Nintendo Polystation. Following the recent controversies relating to grey market key reseller G2A over the past few weeks, in an odd turn of events, a presentation given by Marius Mirek, the outbound sales specialist at the company, was heckled by the predominantly indie developer crowd at a convention. Numerous times during his presentation, the crowd openly laughed at points he would raise, such as, quote, "I know we're called a grey marketplace, but as our team sees it, there's nothing really grey about it, beyond people not understanding our business model," end quote. The panel host then proceeded to educate Marius on the definition of grey market. But the pinnacle of the talk was when Mike Bithell, creator of Thomas Was Not Alone, got up to the mic and mocked the G2A rep openly in front of everyone. You will find a clip to the link of Joy and Wonder in the description because it's truly a sight to witness. Ultimately, the presentation was little more than a sales pitch and got shut down by a room full of people who know exactly all they need to know about the G2A business model. Offer protection to smaller indies by showing them how many of their games are getting sold and resold on the platform in exchange for a small fee. The digital age merely removed the violence from this usual scenario. A fan modding group working to bring Red Dead Redemption to GTA 5 over the past 3 years has been contacted by Take-Two Interactive and told to cease development. It's always sad when a fan modding group gets shut down like this, but in much the same way that walking down a dark alley late at night might seem like a good idea because it's a shortcut and you'll get home sooner, sometimes you get shanked. If you don't have a license to do the fan mod you want with somebody else's intellectual property, 101 times out of 10, it's an illegal mod, and the fact that you've seen others not get shut down is irrelevant. With any luck, the cease and desist is all that happens to the enthusiastic folks who are making this mod. Never, ever, ever trust a developer to leave your fan game alone. Oh, and if they had just stayed quiet and released it, then there's nothing Take-Two can do, am I right? Well, except a lawsuit where the modders lose everything they own, but other than that, yeah, nothing. Your video game releases for April 23rd to 29th are as follows. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, a title that doesn't quite seem to know what it wants to be, releases on April 25th on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. The game bills itself as having engaging sniper gameplay, engaging stealth action gameplay, and engaging run-and-gun style gameplay as well. From what I've played during the beta, the AI is about as smart as a sack of hammers, but I'm sure that could have been improved. Don't forget that it has a season pass, because of course it does. April 25th also hails the release of What Remains of Edith Finch, which seems to be something of a walking simulator with puzzle elements. You explore the Finch household, reliving family memories as you visit some pretty incredible looking rooms. The game will release on PC and PlayStation 4. On April 27th, Little Nightmares, a creepy as hell stylized game, will help you confront your childhood fears. It's a side-scrolling platformer with a great aesthetic, similar in a lot of ways to a game like Inside. It also appears to have darkness gnomes. Where's my review code, guys? Come on! And last, the second game that anyone cares about on the Nintendo Switch, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, will be releasing on April 28th. The Deluxe version adds significant enhancements to the original game. Karts can now carry 2 items, some AI controls to help new players out a bit, time trials, a 200cc engine mode. It also has all of the DLC that has been released for the original base game as well. It will not have a Wii U release and is exclusive to the Switch. This has been your Game Industry News Wrap-Up for the week of April 22nd, 2017. Last week, I was insufficiently prepared to do the feedback loop on the game economy's leaving the game topic, so I'm still taking comments and questions relating to things on out-of-game markets like gold selling and so on. Please follow Tarmack Gaming and tune in Wednesday night at 7 p.m. MST to be there live for the discussion. My name is Tarmack. Thanks for watching.